Greeting for the day. We all understand how crucial the appointment of a competent AML compliance officer is to manage the AML program, balancing regulatory compliance and protection against financial crime exposures. In this line today, we shall discuss the critical skills expected in an AML compliance officer. Though there are no specific qualification requirements for the AML compliance officer prescribed under Singapore AML regulations, having business acumen, sharp interpretation skills, and good at numbers, along with the following: 1. Extensive knowledge of the AML rules and regulations and international best AML practices. 2. Leadership skills. 3. Powerful communication style, both verbal and written. 4. Capability to work in a team and collaborate with regulatory authorities and relevant stakeholders to achieve the AML goals. 5. Maintaining independence and having an unbiased opinion on AML functions. 6. Capabilities to manage the conflict of interest between AML compliance and the business. Further, AML laws of Singapore mandate that regulated entities have a compliance officer responsible for various regulatory functions. Let us delve into the skills a compliance officer should possess to discharge the AML duties diligently. The compliance officer must have a sound understanding of the business and the sector-specific potential vulnerabilities, which shall help identify the risk scenarios to assess the business's exposure to financial crime. This knowledge would enable the compliance officer to consider all the relevant risk factors like customer base, risk arising from geographies, risk associated with products and services offered, etc., and determine the impact it can have on the business. The compliance officer must use the outcome of the enterprise-wide risk assessment as a base to draw up highly customized internal AML policy procedures and controls (IPPC) to identify and combat amlft risks. The compliance officer must be qualified to develop this AML program, which will set the direction of the entity's AML compliance and act as a shield against financial crimes. An AML compliance officer is expected to understand the financial crime risk indicators thoroughly. Also, an eye to promptly spot the red flags and take necessary actions to prevent and report the same is very important. This would require the compliance officer to have analytical skills to review the alerts generated during ongoing monitoring and examine the red flags to segregate them as genuine suspicion or a false positive. As the head of the AML compliance function, the compliance officer must possess adequate knowledge and skills to train the employees and the senior management, creating awareness of AML regulatory obligations. It also calls for having sound leadership and communication skills in the AML compliance officer. This will help create a strong AML culture, enabling all personnel to work in tandem to prevent businesses from becoming a vehicle for criminals to route their illicit funds. The compliance officer is responsible for ensuring the practical application of the AML compliance measures. This includes conducting periodic reviews and audits of the implemented AML program, requiring the capabilities to study the documents, gauge the quality, and pinpoint the discrepancies. The officer must be capable of critically and independently evaluating the AML efforts. Trust that this discussion helps you nominate the right candidate to act as AML compliance officer and smoothly drive through the AML journey. Stay tuned for more informative videos. Thank you.